Welcome back to the Stanley Parable. This will be the final episode going up on my channel for the Stanley Parable. I think anyone who's watched these episodes all the way through, I won't be able to hit every single ending in this, but after this episode, we're going to be moving on to a new game. If you have an idea or a suggestion for a new game, please leave it in the comments. But other than that, we're going to be moving on to some new projects. So let's get through some of these. Today I'm going to be focusing very heavily on the bucket endings. So there's the bucket.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms,
Yeah.
and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
All right.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Let's see what happens if we have the bucket during the regular ending. Oh no, I thought there was going to be some form of commentary there. Okay, here we are in the meeting room.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Could be. I wish the bucket would tell me. Broom closet ending? Can I get a... Oh! Hey guys, throwbacks to the last
You
episode.
feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give it. Don't hand over the bucket.
You won't get the bucket out of me.
Given the pressure that the broom closet... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Listen, I was a fan of the broom closet ending. Now, you can't trust the guy. What does this say? When did this get here? Oh! A collectible.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these. Only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
It is a job well done.
Happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every...
I like the like Slender Man back of the dark hallway staring into the camera. Oh, he just left.
moment you'll come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Let's get the lighting a little better in here. That made it so much worse. Oh man, the screen's just too bright, I think is what's going on here. Alright, because the boss knows that... What? Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Never a wiser word in my entire life. All right, bucket, lead me to safety. Lead me to.
Into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human
Wait,
life.
what? I typed it.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of...
Oh, I thought that was what?
Even now,
What
in
was
his
the code?
darkest of hours,
It was like
the bucket's
I thought I
warmth
made a
and
note
guiding
of
light
it. Did I?
pierced the dark clouds of confusion and chaos.
Oh, you know what it is?
It would be with him always. The bucket would. But Stanley
Yeah.
code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
The bucket
Was the
always
bucket
knew.
guiding him? Yes. This is certainly the most logical explanation.
The bucket guides. The bucket desires. Oh!
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines?
I like
Yes,
Stanlerines.
I think I like that.
I like
Another
Stanlerines.
Stanlerine under your bed.
Yeah. We don't always see eye to eye, Mr. Narrator, but I'm glad you chose the right option there. Stanlerine was clearly the best option. All right, bucket. Down we go. Truly, the bucket
elevator
is
raced
the
downward, plummeting towards an
most important
unknown
feature that's been added.
It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. soothing him, comforting
It
him,
really makes me feel at
reassuring
home.
that in this darkest moment of uncertainty,
And not just
he
because
would
I'm
be
recording this
right.
in my home.
The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Ah, score 1 bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
Mind control facility. Alright, bucket. Lead me to the regular ending.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television
There's got to be a
screens.
twist. I feel like
What
it's not
horrible
just the
secret
normal
did this
ending.
place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Wait, why is the bucket wondering? We going back to the whole talking bucket thing?
The monitors jumped
Whoa!
to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone
No!
in the office was being videotaped.
Clearly, Stanley does
monitored
not
like
have
guinea
the
pigs.
willpower to hold this bucket.
The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Where are the tear ducts in the bucket? Strange. All right. Beam me up,
Was
bucket.
the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
True. Listen, it's
These
an overlooked.
questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
It's an overlooked aspect of our society. Bucket consent. Bucket consent is the.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
The bucket is my only ally in this dark, dark world we live in.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled
Bucket, did
with
you know about
emotions.
this?
Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human
But what
life.
about a bucket life?
For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
You
Two
got it.
best friends,
Stanley
Stanley and the bucket,
and the
up
bucket.
against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way.
How?
And the bucket
How?
made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
System power? What do we do, guys? I said we were going to follow the regular ending. Let's see. Is it exactly the same, just with sassy
Stanley
bucket
and the
humor?
bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
Was it? Please tell me there's a twist.
Yes. They
No,
had
it's the
done it.
same.
Stanley and the bucket had defeated
Dang.
their greatest
All
and
right.
darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine.
I hope the
Freedom was
bucket,
now
like,
mere moments away.
Betrays me.
Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
Meet in the middle.
True, it was a
The
simple
movie
life they
sandwich.
envisioned, but it
You ever
was
done the
one they
movie
lived
sandwich? It's
together,
really a good time.
with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
What?
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped?
You did this
Was
to me,
Stanley and the
bucket.
bucket not about to be
You did
free?
this to me.
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering.
I'm
in
throwing the bucket over the
uncertainty,
side.
until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even
No.
the facility itself
You can have it.
recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
No.
Would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness is
I guess the
really
bucket
so
makes it
bad,
worth it, though. I
Stanley
mean,
thought
it's
to
very
himself. As
soothing.
long as I have my bucket with me, right?
It's very.
I'll be okay, won't I?
It tells me.
Stanley
It
thought.
whispers nice things in my
Very
ear.
soon now.
It tells me it
He
likes
was
my
about to
shoes
find
and my
out.
hair, or my lack thereof of hair. My. You know what? It's worth it. The bucket's the best.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
All
would he
right.
mean?
I'm curious
Stanley
about another
decided
one.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Meet
missed
you
the
at the
memo.
double doors.
confusion and
All right, guys, we're going to the door on the right. Here's what we're
This was
doing.
not the correct way to the meeting room.
I'll see you
Stanley
guys
had
at
felt bucket calling
the
to him,
docking station.
telling him.
All right, guys. I saw a little figurine here. I don't know if this is like a new path or something, but we're going to it. I want that. I want the Stanlerine. Stanlerine and the Stan latrine.
Okay, I'm going back to
Yeah.
the name of these little Stanley figurines.
No,
Now I'm
Stan
torn
Loreen was
between
fine.
Stanlerines and Figlies.
Figlies
What do you
is
think,
awful.
Stanley?
Come on, man.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
What a terrible decision. Stan Lorine's it's always been where it's at, man. I don't know where that took me. What? Nice. Yeah, this doesn't look familiar at all. Oh, dude. We just got a whole bunch of cassettes laying around. We got the Guardians of the Galaxy mix in here somewhere. No, that's enough of that.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track.
Narrator? What,
Nothing feels real anymore.
what's going on here?
The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer
I don't think the bucket's our
euphoria
friend.
I feel every time I pick it up.
The bucket does do
No
wonders,
matter How
though.
many times
It
I've
really
done
makes
it,
your skin look clear.
It's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't.
I can stop holding the bucket anytime I want.
There's no explanation for it.
I'm not addicted.
I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize.
Monetize? Yes. I like that. I like to make
It's
money.
unthinkable the amounts of money.
Okay, you're
people
getting real close to
pay
my ear
for
now,
even
pal.
Just an hour.
You're like,
with
okay.
The bucket.
Dude, you're like spitting in my ear right now.
This is my gold.
Okay, back up.
But I have to be careful.
Back up!
As soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me.
Can you please
What's
back up
that?
a little, dude?
Who's there?
Did you just cast a curse on me? You did not. When did the Stanley Parable become a horror game? Oh no. See you at the double doors. Okay, we're going back to the room on the right. This time we're gonna drop down
This
onto
was
the
not the
catwalk.
correct way to
Bees,
the meeting
see you there.
Good.
Okay, here we
So
are. We are on
Now
the
ride the
cargo
all
lift.
the
We're
way
gonna
to
drop
top.
onto the catwalk
There's something up there I need you to do.
and see what happens.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But
This one
Stanley
can.
chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket
Oh, well,
asked.
obviously not. I'm on the catwalk. You didn't even realize it. I just snuck away from the game. I think the narrator's probably over there in the phone room waiting for me to
No,
show.
stop. Look there on the wall. You see? There's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this
Oh.
point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
I-
Unless, what if
It's,
the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket?
It's a
and what
therapy
isn't
bucket?
a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it.
About what?
This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game.
For me?
if not addressed quickly and
For
properly.
why?
So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
I'm not 100% sure if I'm being honest. That's something that, for me personally, I've struggled with my whole life. Bucket, not bucket, somewhere in between. I don't know. I like to believe that buckets are on a spectrum, right? Bucket, not bucket. It's a blurred line. Anyways, let's play the game. Let's. Is this a bucket? Bam, bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam.
Some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything
prize?
we'll ever need to know about what is
I
or
heard there
is
was a
not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1.
Yes!
Is this a bucket? Incorrect.
What?
It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual
What?
bucket.
Huh? What?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
That one for sure has depth. That one for sure has depth.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not
You-
an actual bucket.
You dirty cheat! Alright, okay. I'm catching on this time. I'm catching on this time.
3. Is this a bucket?
No. What?
This is a bucket.
What? This is rigged. Ah!
4. Is this a bucket?
Yeah.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor.
It's on the
It's
spectrum.
An enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
It could be a bucket. Fill it with some water, fill it with some fish. I don't know. Put something in it.
Is this a bucket?
Ah, this one for sure is. This one.
Correct.
Yeah!
It is a bucket.
Yes!
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No, that one's clearly not a bucket.
Trick question. Both.
Oh, what?
Gotcha.
I thought that was green. What is that? Wait, you can't just walk off without explaining. What?
Item. Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
You can't just... Yeah, that's a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket. when we
Nothing
both clearly
could be a
know that
bucket.
a bucket is something.
But a
And
bucket
therefore
could be a nothing
nothing
that's a
could
something.
possibly
That
be
nothing could be a something.
Unless in
Listen,
your
here,
twisted mind,
no,
you
I'm not
somehow
arguing this with
convinced
you.
yourself that a bucket
Narrator,
is nothing.
narrator. A
Onto
bucket
the
could
street,
be
Stanley.
nothing, and a nothing
You
could be a
believe that
bucket.
nothing is a
Nothing.
bucket.
Narrator. Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence.
I got you
Yet
thinking.
now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I
The modern
a
day
bucket?
Plato.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin
Give me
with.
access to the green.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
What?
But I'm going to erase all buckets from the
I
game
will
entirely.
destroy you.
Okay. Here we
I
go.
will... No, wait. Everything's a bucket. You just erased everything. That's the game.
What happened? Is everything gone?
Everything's a
Why did everything
bucket!
disappear? Wait. Was everything a bucket?
Whoa!
Every single thing in the game was a bucket. My God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
Okay,
This
well,
is wonderful news.
let's
We're
not get into
buckets.
politics right now.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what.
Okay.
I'll reset everything,
All right.
and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
Okay. You know,
Who knows
fair enough.
what that
Me and you.
information might do to a
It's our
person.
secret and the
All right,
13 people that
here
watch
we
this
go.
episode. Guys, if we can hit 14 views on this, I might do another episode. give just
All
an
his coworkers
absolutely
were
low
gone.
goal
What
that
could it mean?
more than likely
Stanley decided
might
to go
or
to the
might not
meeting
be
room. Perhaps
achieved. I
Stanley
don't know.
picked up
Anyways,
the
double
bucket.
doors. We're going to the door on the right again. This time we're going to answer the phone. Okay, we are now
here,
said the
going to
bucket.
go and answer
Go
the
into
phone.
this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Well, listen. The bucket knows what it's talking about.
Now pick
Yellow.
up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Wait,
Pick up the phone.
I
and
can't.
it will take us back
I'm
home,
holding the bucket.
where we can go about life together.
This
Oh.
is the sad story of a man named Stanley.
Why is it gotta
and
be
his
sad?
bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
what? It could. I heard it. Okay. Oh, dude, this house is way nicer than the last house, or I'm assuming apartment. Bucket. Press R to take you to work with me.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship.
It sure
It
is,
doesn't
and it's a
literally
great
talk
companion.
and give you orders.
Yeah, it does.
Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
H to take me back home. Of course, I'd never forget you at work.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him
For what?
delusional like this, obsessing
stop
over
any
an
time,
inanimate
narrator.
metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince
bucket.
him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
I'm surprised this isn't a bucket picture. We should get more buckets.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me?
Can't hear you over
Listen
how
to
loud this
me.
bucket is.
It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever
gotta
truly
hide
do
from the
for you
narrator.
is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different
It does
location.
more than
That's
that.
It
Transfers
doesn't
happiness
do
to my
anything
brain
else.
receptors.
You see, he's not listening.
The bucket.
He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of
Don't
metal.
you ever say that to me again. You know what, narrator?
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me
Your
anymore.
game stinks.
From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold,
Yeah,
empty
bucket.
this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
It does. You know, that's the first thing I've agreed with.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection, that it doesn't
Bucket.
quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more...
Join
what
the
am I
cult of the
trying to
bucket.
say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid.
Now you're getting
Like
it.
would be better
Now
at
you're
moving
getting
an
it.
amount of water from one room to another. Oh my
Yeah.
God, what am I saying? Better at
Bucket.
carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a
No,
bucket.
it's
Why
more
do I
than
feel
that.
some need to
You're just
point
not
out
seeing the
ways in
bigger
which it's
picture.
So much more than just a regular bucket. Oh no.
Oh, dinner with the bucket.
I'm having feelings for the bucket. No, 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 no. What's going on? Why do I want to the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks.
Hey,
What's wrong
bucket.
with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket
Bucket.
could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me.
Oh, yeah.
Give me the bucket, Stanley.
Jazz bucket.
I need it. Give it to me now.
No.
Give it or
No. No. back to work, Stanley. Go back to work. Well,
All of his co-workers were... Wait,
that got a little
no.
weird.
This isn't the right
Oh.
office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
This is my office. That everything looks normal.
The good old bucket. Just
Yeah.
Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
You know it every time.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
You know that's not gonna happen. Okay,
Bucket
here's the
was
new
wrong.
plan. We're going
Stanley
into
took the door on his
the door
left
on the
to
left,
go
but
back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section
We're
and walked
going
straight ahead to the opposite
down.
door.
Yeah, me and the bucket taking on the world.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Oh, it's the line
You see,
and the baby
your friends
game
and I are concerned
and
for
all
you,
the old
Stanley.
endings. Oh,
We've come together here because we
You-
care about you very much.
do not
It's this
host an
bucket
intervention
you're
for me.
carrying around everywhere.
No.
The bucket isn't
I can
even
stop
from
anytime
the
I
original
want.
Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom
Get me outta
Closet.
here.
Because that's
I've
what
had enough.
fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but
I'm
you're
not going
spending
out.
too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line?
Trademark.
We could make the Adventure Line
Trademark.
go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
No, I'm going in the broom closet. And I'm gonna stay here till you go away. All right, I got bored. I don't want to follow your dumb adventure line, trademarked.
Whee! Look at that wacky line.
Trademark.
Who knows where it'll go
Trademark.
off to next? Oh, and it played some
Trademark.
silly music as well.
You know what? I do miss I miss the music a little bit.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
They were phenomenal.
Stanley is addicted to drugs and It's as classic now as it was back
right,
then.
hey.
Let's do it
The
for
bucket
fans,
didn't think that was
Stanley.
funny, though.
Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I can stop anytime I want
Don't you get
to.
it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
No.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to
Oh,
me,
yeah?
it already feels as though it's been part of
But
the
how
past
well written
all
is the
along.
dialogue
Don't you
for this
agree?
character?
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
I'm turning this off. One of these buttons got to do something.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket.
Well, then I guess
Destroying
we're gonna find
buckets
out.
Is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait.
This bucket's mine and mine
Sure,
only.
I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's
Complexity
really like
and
10
nuance.
personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom
I'm
closet
not
certainly
giving it
not.
up.
I wonder what
It's
sort
not
of
happening.
Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very
I can see
upset
that.
Now you'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't
No.
get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or
Oh,
the
it's
Bucket Destroyer.
getting
until
crazy.
you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry.
No! Oh. Maybe I should have given him the bucket. Alright, we're back.
The Bucket Destroyer. My
It's so
prized
bright.
creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such Spellbinding stories about you, all of it squandered now.
Oh, Cheddar has been
Goodbye,
blinded
new
by the
friend.
bucket as well.
For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Truly a one-of-a-kind character. Can we please get the light off the screen? Oh. That was bright. It was like constantly being flashbanged. Also, Cheddar's trying to sneak in behind me. Hang on. Let's have you come up here. You say something for the audience. Go ahead. No? I guess he's passing. Anyways, we'll meet you at the double doors.
When Stanley came to
Wait,
a set of
no.
2 open doors,
I left
he
the
entered
bucket.
The door on his left.
No! Where was the bucket? Alright. I guess this will be the final ending, and it will be a non-bucket ending. We are gonna see what happens. What? Oh no. Stairs, something to do with stairs, somewhere both red and blue. Oh. It's all sorts of conspiracy theory now.
Coming to a staircase,
Somewhere with
Stanley
stairs.
walked upstairs
Is it
to
down
his
here?
boss's office.
Aha!
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Lorines. Very soon,
Figler and
you'll get
Lorines.
the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then.
We will.
Different in the sense that we used to have none of them.
That's true.
And now we have them all.
Yes.
You can't go back to when you had no Figler and
Not at all.
Lorines. None of us can.
We're gonna go get that last Stanley
All
figure,
this came with this
Loreen.
regard. What could it mean?
Wait a second.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, this is different than what I just.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together
Yeah.
would be perfectly fine with.
Stanley clutched the bucket
Oh,
tightly
wait.
to his chest and
I
entered
can't
the
get to the
door
red
on
and
his
blue
left.
with the bucket. Oh no, I gotta ditch the bucket. Okay, we'll be right back.
Okay.
Here we go. So here should be the final Stanley figurine Loreen figure Loreen
I don't
figure.
know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you. To
Trademark.
show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove
There it
Let me
is.
prove that
And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
The Stiggly Wiggly!
Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many
Where's my
people
achievement?
expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward.
Okay, well you
I
should
would
like give
tell
me
you
an
that
achievement.
I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that.
Wait, what?
So, instead, I'll just say it's done.
What?
We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing
What?
before you hunted for figurines.
I just wanted the figurines.
Now listen carefully,
Is there-
this is important.
Seriously, no
Stanley
reward?
walked through the red door.
Aw. Okay, guys. I'll see you at the double door.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to
Huh.
put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figlers.
Yeah?
I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
It was.
Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
And then you shut me
Yes,
down.
I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
The memory
I would
zone.
love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
The figurines. The memory zone. The Stanley Parable. And don't forget the Stanley Parable 2.
Here's where it all began. The first
The
collectible.
first
Back
one.
then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find.
It was
Sure,
6.
it said
It was
6 right there on the screen,
It
but
was
how
6.
could we know for certain?
Because
You were
it
so
was on the
innocent.
screen.
We'll never be like that again.
7.
Stanley.
All right, where's my achievement? Executive
And
bath.
here was a second Stanley. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom.
I did.
You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable
Okay,
ways.
well that's not very nice. Is it doing them in order? Did I find that one second?
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can
It
you
was the
remember?
warehouse. It was.
No. The warehouse was the fourth
Oh,
place you
no.
found a Fig Anley, not the third. Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of
They
blend
do.
together,
You know,
don't they?
it's really
You
been
know
a
what?
trip.
If the warehouse feels like the third place you found a collectible,
I can't
then
go
who
through
am
there.
I to go making judgments?
Very nice. Let's head on back. I cannot head on back. I feel a little stuck here. Oh, there we go. It opened as soon as I turned
Let's
around,
see.
I'm sure.
What came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room. But
Did
it's
not.
here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Never a pink room. There was one somewhere, but it wasn't. I've never seen this room before in my life. Yeah, I
This
found
was
one at
the
the
fifth
stairs.
mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was under the stairs. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly
really?
special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
I'm so excited.
Enjoy.
Classic YouTube. Oh, the pixels. The resolution. Oh my. With the clip art. Oh. This is bringing me back. Dude, killer editing, narrator.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a
That
lot of time
really
making
did
that
take me
video, but
back.
It was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
8 minutes. I spend like an hour on editing each of these videos, and it's funny because I don't even really do that much. Not as much as I did like the first 2 videos where I was loading them up with memes.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind.
Well, it
Perhaps
happened
because
literally
it
like
was
5
the
minutes
one
ago.
That happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes,
That's all of them.
They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
It was that, but like more recent. Okay, they both lead the same way, so therefore we go through the blue. Call back to the old video.
And
Oh.
then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move
Can I-
onward
I
into
wish
the
I could
future.
crouch only a
Goodbye,
little
memory
bit.
Zone.
Wait.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen.
What?
Isn't there some way we can stay here?
You can't
keep
just take
enjoying
my
these
loading.
Figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction.
No,
See how that
I'm okay
feels.
with not collecting the figurines anymore. You know, it was it was funny, but can we? Okay.
Okay, yes, the room with the
Oh
red and
dear,
blue
a
doors.
figureless
I
Stanley.
remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind.
It happened
Let's
the
keep
most
going. I
recent.
want more.
Can I watch the video again? That'd be
And
funny.
here's where I made that video. Don't you remember
I
the video
do.
we watched? Yes, I love that video.
Me too. You know what? Maybe this was a good idea. That video, it fills me with joy.
Still don't remember the pink.
No,
room,
me
Stanley.
neither.
Still no memory of this one. Good room though, a solid room.
All right.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for
I-
finding all of these,
maybe an
it really would
achievement?
have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them.
Well,
I'm
I
very
don't know.
glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Can I sneak away while he's not looking? No, I cannot. He put up a wall. Fine. I suppose I'll pick up the figureless Stanley.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes,
Wait,
I remember
let
it
me out.
too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I
No,
want to
we're
keep
done.
Going.
We're done.
What else is there? What came before this?
Wait, no. You sent me all the way back to when we first discovered the sequel? Huh. I don't remember it quite looking like
Look, it's
this.
the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it.
Can I
back
re-up
then.
on my jumps?
But time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite Oh, yes! The two doors! Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Uh-huh. See you guys at the double doors. Oh, we're here.
And before
In the
everything
office.
else, there was your office.
What about the title screen? That came before all of
Is
this.
there anything else? Was there something that came before
Don't
your
you
office?
send me to the title screen.
There's something I feel I can remember. I can
Don't you
remember.
do it.
I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now.
Oh?
I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me.
Wait.
He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley?
Are
Was I
you
lazy?
Stanley?
Yes.
And he's
perhaps
just a
that's it.
character?
Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley
What?
anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone,
What?
how about one
Is-
more good
is the
memory?
narrator
Let's go
Stanley?
back just once and give Stanley
And he
one
gave
more
himself
run
like
of
a
the office,
personality?
and then
A
I'll
character?
retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
And that is a fantastic place to leave off. Guys, thank you for joining me on this journey through Stanley Parable. I'll maybe come back and finish out the rest of the endings, depending on the reception of this video. But it's been super awesome. We're going to start moving on to some new projects. If you have any suggestions for games you'd like to see me play, please put them down in the comments. But other than that, it's been cool. It's been awesome. This has been Bald Tyler. And I'll see you next time.